Protests in Thailand have entered their second month. Activists feel the military dominates too much of the government and that the country has slid further and further away from democracy. What's different this time from previous protests over the years has also been the call to reform the country's monarchy. While the people protest, Thai King Vajiralongkorn has reportedly spent much of the pandemic at a luxury hotel in southern Germany. Protesters want to limit the king's power, his finances, and they want to have the right to criticize him, something they can't do under Thailand's strict laws at the moment.
A tribute to democracy, ripped away and disappeared. A whodunit near Bangkok's royal palace. Less than 24 hours earlier, protest leaders had installed this plaque, engraved with the message, "Thailand belongs to the people." Authorities say they're pressing charges over this bold challenge to the Thai king. On paper, Thailand has a constitutional monarchy, but criticism often leads to prison. Now the taboo has been broken, and the call is out for limits on royal power. We are not demanding an end to the monarchy. We want reform with good intentions that would keep the monarchy graciously above the people under democratic rule. And their demands for reform don't stop there. Protesters want the military-backed Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha to step down, new elections and a new constitution. I'm here to protest the government and authoritarian regime. They're both part of what's wrong.
I think it's the first step of victory because people have already walked.
Protesters marched their demands to the King's Privy Council. Police blocked the way, but agreed to deliver the letter. Now, to keep up pressure, organizers are calling for a boycott of the bank where the king is the largest shareholder and a general strike next month, a bid to tap into the power the people already have.
Joining us is Janjira Sombatpoonsiri, political scientist with the Institute of Asian Studies at Chulalongkorn University. Janjira, it seems as if the protests are picking up momentum. Is that your sense, and where do you think it's going?
Well, definitely, I think the protests are getting bigger and bigger by the day. And I think that the political momentum is on their side, and they are going to have another protest in October. And I think it will gather more people.
And are people protesting more against the military or more against the monarchy, and why?
It's difficult to differentiate between the two. I would put it this way, that this is the same regime, and the people are protesting against this regime. And I think the issue of the monarchy has surged because of a group within the movement. And so under that movement, there are several groups, and I think in the next protest, a different group would take charge, and probably they would change the topic of discussion. So we'll see how the topic would change next month.
One thing I'm wondering about is whether these protests are different from any of the protests we've seen over the past decade in Thailand. Are they different?
I mean, if you put this protest in the context of, for example, the red and yellow shirts, in the past 10 years, they are definitely different. What they want is to change the whole system. They do not want fine-tuning reforms, any superficial change. They want the change of the system, and I think they have become more in the sense uncompromising, but also very patient, as they know that this is a long struggle and they will not achieve their goal easily in the terms of changing the system, but so they are ready to wait for a long struggle.
So what they want to do is change the system. Give us some context in terms of how conditions in Thailand got to where they are today, that people are on the streets.
Well, I mean, in a nutshell, Thailand as society has changed, but the political system has not changed to accommodate that. And right now we are seeing the clash between parts of the society that want to move forward and the other part of society that want to stay the same and preserve the status quo. And so I think this is the bottom line of the whole conflict. And in the past, we've seen tit-for-tat protests between supporters of the old ideas and supporters of the new ideas. And right now, this is supporters of the new ideas. So I'm not sure if the momentum has completely shifted to the supporters of the new idea. If not, then we may see another mobilization of supporters of the old ideas.
Janjira, Sombatpoonsiri, thank you.